Hey guys, Austin here, ready for another review for ya. Okay, I'm just kidding. Hey, this is Ryan from Deedle Tech. How are you guys all doing? Hopefully you're having a good evening, morning, afternoon, or wherever you're at. Obviously by the title, today we are going to review the Galaga, or Galaxian, well, it's Galaga, by My Arcade, the portable pocket player. Please check out my other reviews, as I've done Dig Dug, Bubble Bobble, Miss Pac-Man, and regular Pac-Man. And they're supposed to have a Final 6, which would be called Don Doka Don, but it's not out yet, so I'll do that review when that comes out. I've kind of held off onto this one, and anyway, I'll talk about it a little bit why. But anyway, first of all, I wanted to say thank you for watching my videos and everything like that. I wish I could get more out faster and things like that, but life just gets in the way. And so I just have to put them out when I can, so that's just the way it is. But I do appreciate all the likes and the comments and subscribes, and even the people that don't subscribe, I'm just glad you watch it. So anyway, without further ado, as you see up in the top bar, what you clicked on is this. We are doing this review. Haha. So obviously, nice packaging. Once again, Galaga. This one has Galaxian, Galaga, and Xevious. Or as I heard someone call it, Xevious. Anyway, it's called Xevious. But anyway, like the packaging, pretty nice. Green is the theme for this, and of course, in outer space. Bum bum bum. We'll pop this open, and so let's see here. What do we got here? Okay, so you got the little descriptions there, kind of what it's all about. You know. Got the 3 games there, and then again 3 fun games. 3 fun games. Oh yeah, baby! And then of course we have the actual handheld here. So exciting and new, but not so new. Galaga came out into the arcades probably around the 80s or so, I want to say. Galaxian, of course, was released before that. Galaga being the sequel to it. And anyway, Xevious is on here as well. Now, not to piss off the Xevious fans, I am not a huge Xevious person. I don't mind the game, but the music is annoying. So, but luckily, there's a volume thing on this, so you can turn it right down, so you don't have to hear the same repetitive noise over and over and over again. But they got a pretty good selection on this. So now I read on one of the comments on one of the others, and he said, I don't know, he or she viewer said, "Why would anyone buy these things? It's 2019 and blah blah blah." I wholeheartedly agree. Heartily
endorse this event or product.
Heartily agree with you. In the days of Chinese clones and stuff that you can buy and put your own ROMs on and this and that, I get it. I understand, and I'm not above any of that because I have my fair share of Chinese clone handhelds as well as a lot of the stuff up here I've modified. So I'm not above any of this, but this is fully licensed, and these are not that bad. These are actually pretty fun to play. They are a little overpriced. So, and I'll get this right out of the way. These are the NES ROMs. So just so y'all know, that's what they are. So anyway, without further ado, let's open this thing up and check it out. Will you join me? I think you will. I hope so. Please join me. Okay, so here we are. Here is the My Arcade Galaga Portable Pocket Player. So we've already seen the box and blah blah blah. Pretty blah blah blah. Okay, so let's open this thing up and see what we got here. Once again, we have the tree killing manual, so I mean, really no reason for them to put that in there. I'm pretty sure people can figure out how to put batteries in, but maybe not. So let's take a look at this. Once again, the presentation is very nice. The color is green, and maybe it doesn't. Anyway, it's kind of a dark green. It's pretty nice. Buttons feel good. D-pad is good, just like on all the rest of them. You've got your 5-volt in at the top, on-off button, and your volume rocker, and then you have your headphones down at the back, or on the bottom, I should say. On the back side, we've got, let's see here, instructions for Galaxian and Xevious. So if you don't know how to play Galaga, I guess you're SOL. But this is how you play these 2 games, so pretty tough. Fire and bomb and fire and fire. Woo! So anyway. So let's, without further ado, let's turn this thing on and see what we got here. Focus. Okay. Alright, so we got Galaga, Galaxian, Xevious. Alright. Actually, the screen presentation on this is pretty good. I know it looks a little washed out. I just need to get a new camera. That's really what it's all about. But anyway, it actually looks fairly decent if you're looking at it front. Obviously, when you start looking from side to side, it starts washing out, but who plays side to side? So let's... the only complaint that I have with this is there is dust behind the glass here, and probably it doesn't translate well on the camera, but like right down here, I can sit here and move. There's some dust on here, which normally it wouldn't bother me. However, since this is a simple fact that out of the 3 of these games are on a black background, you kind of see it, and it kind of bothers me. But your mileage may vary. Perhaps yours does not have that problem, but mine does. It's got the cool little bezel from Galaga, and of course your little artwork and everything like that. So pretty neat. So without further ado, here we go. Let's go into here, crank up the volume, and I will attempt to play this through Viewfinder, I guess. Sounds a little distorted, but you know, I guess it is what it is on these things. So the sounds are mostly correct on this. There are some sounds that are off, and but for the most part, you're playing the NES version of this ROM, so it's going to be as accurate as that is that version. So obviously it's not the arcade version, which is unfortunate because they could really benefit from that. So, and let's see if I can get something here. Maybe. One more time. Here we go. Yeah. Stage 2. So anyway, it's actually a pretty fun game. I kind of like Galaga. It is a lot of fun. We'll check out Galaxian, which is here in just a second, but pretty simple, and I died. Colors are nice, and like I said, I'll have to get over the piece of fuzz behind the glass. I guess I could take it apart and clean it if I needed to. So anyway, cool. Let's try something else here. And we come to the presentation once more again. Okay, so we go into Galaxian here. Now, Galaxian is, of course, the first one. Galaga was the sequel. And anyway, let's play her up. Kind of the same basic concept. And it's kind of got, it starts out with a little bit of a Space Invaders vibe, and then they start dive bombing you. And that's kind of where the skill comes into play. Your ship doesn't move as fast as it does in Galaga, and of course your bullets are limited to one shot at a time on the screen. So it's kind of one of those things. But this does present a challenge compared to just playing Space Invaders, which Space Invaders can actually get pretty tough itself. And they like to dive bomb you, and that's their whole purpose, apparently. They come from outer space to just suicide dive bomb you. So anyway, not too bad at all. Of course, you get more points the closer that you get to the bottom. So not a bad game, kind of fun to play. So let's go try out Xevious. Now, again, no offense to all the Xevious people, no offense to any of that. The game is not horrible, just the music is annoying, but that's just my take. So let's try, let's go, oops, right into there. I don't know why I can't. Crank this up. Crank this up! And like I said, the screen's like way better than you're seeing here. And I just need to get a new camera. That's really what it's all about. But anyway, these things just come at you. You shoot them. You can bomb crap on the ground, so that's kind of neat. So at least there's that. Really, like I said, it's not a bad game. It's not a horrible game, and it just continues on and on and on and on. And this music continues on and on and on. So it does get a little annoying. But there's some diehard Xevious fans. So yes, this is the music you hear over and over again. No deviation, no variation, no nothing. It just continues the same 10 notes over and over again. So anyway, but luckily you've got a volume rocker on the top, so you can turn that crap off. So anyway, that's it. There's not a whole lot to do these things. So let's we'll go back and I'll give you my opinion, what I think on this. So anyway, here we go. Let's go back. Oh, hey, what's going on? Notice anything different? Yeah, I got a haircut in between doing this video. So yeah, there we go. Alright, so you've seen some gameplay footage that I put out here of the Galaxian, Galaga, and Xevious. And let's go over some cons. Con? Did you say con? Con! Sorry. Alright, so let's go over some cons. First of all, my particular model anyway, it's got some dust behind the screen. Okay, yours may not, but mine does. Which normally wouldn't bother me if it was on any of the other players, but since this one has a black background, it kind of bothers me. Now, of course, I could take it apart and clean it, but it goes into the next con. At this price, I should not have to do that. Okay, I should not have to be cleaning out dust in between the screen and the glass. So these still are around 30 bucks, and I don't know why they're kind of high, but of course, hopefully over time they'll come down, but they've been out about a year and they're still kind of pricey. So the other con I'll go into is they have the NES ROMs, as I discussed before. All of these handhelds have the NES ROMs, so you kind of have to get over that. The sounds are a little off, but given the source material that they're using, it's actually a pretty decent little handheld. The representation on all three of these games are pretty good, and they're a lot of fun to play. So let's go over to some pros. Pros, the screen. Screen is awesome. So on my camera, of course, it doesn't translate very well. I'll have to get a new camera someday, but I'm telling you, the screen looks good. The sound is okay. Sound is not the best, but it's okay. It's not bad. The artwork on here is awesome. I always like those. But just to be note, if you have kids or adults that like to pick, not pick your nose. Kids and adults, don't pick your nose.
Booger, where is it?
You can pick the artwork off of here, or if you got oily fingers and you play it a tons, you know, the artwork probably could come off. But I suspect most people play it casually, throw it back up on the shelf. Or they might play it hardcore with them. I don't know. Whatever you guys do, I'm just letting you know that's the way it is. Presentation is good, headphone jack's good, everything's good. It's a nice little handheld. I can't complain, whatever. So other than the price. Price is just too high for what it is, in my opinion. But anyway, that is my review of the Galaga My Arcade Portable Pocket Player. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Please like and subscribe. And I wanted to say a huge shout out to my wonderful wife who has bought me a couple of these. And obviously she supports my hobby because she helps feed it. So thank you, hon. I do appreciate it. Hopefully I get some scoring accolades for that. Please like and subscribe. Please tell me out down below if you got anything else you want to talk about, discuss, or whatever. If you have questions on this, I do have other reviews coming that I want to do. Obviously, this is a set of 6. We only have one more that's coming out, may or may not coming out. It's not out yet. It's called Don Doka Don, which is kind of like a Bubble Bonnable clone. But anyway, I guess when that gets released, I'll do that. I have some things that I can go over, and I've had some people suggest that I do some reviews on the stuff behind me, which I can obviously do. I do pay for this with all my own money, so it's not like I have sponsors or anything like that. So I do the best I can, and I try to get the videos out when I can. So I appreciate everybody watching and everything like that. So blah, 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 blah. Like and subscribe. Hope you guys have a good evening. Take care then. Bye-bye now.